What we eat is important. It influences our mental and physical health, it affects how we feel and how our body works. Sometimes we're so busy navigating through our daily life that cooking our own meals at home feels like an impossible task. So we opt for something fast, something easy and less healthy that doesn't really help us with working towards our goals. Today, I'm going to show you what I do to help me make better decisions more easily. We are going meal prepping. Meal prepping is the art of planning and preparing your meals in advance with the intention of saving time, possibly money, and having access to healthy meals. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. It is whatever works best for you and for your schedule. I personally like to prepare a snack, lunch and dinner. I don't really prep my breakfast as you see me making here, as it is part of my morning routine. Having a morning routine helps me with setting the tone for the day, to prioritize my time, and eventually leads to me being more productive. So I'll make sure to set aside a few minutes each morning to make my breakfast. I like making oats for breakfast. Take 45 grams, add a bit of oat milk to make them more creamy, then add as much water as you like to get the desired consistency. I warm the oats up in a pan, take it off the heat when it comes to a boil, and then the oats will continue to thicken as they sit. Oats are a great source of carbohydrates as they slowly release energy, perfect for in the morning. Oats also contain fiber, which is great for digestive health, and it helps you keep full for longer. If you don't enjoy oats, then try adding toppings that you like. If you have a sweet tooth, try adding banana. Bananas contain a lot of potassium, which is an essential mineral that can help with regulating fluid balance, muscle contractions, and maintaining healthy nerve function. I also like to add peanut butter and almonds, as both contain a lot of healthy fats. Fats help giving your body energy, protect your organs, and support cell growth. It keeps cholesterol and blood pressure under control and helps your body absorb vital nutrients. And lastly, to get some extra fast absorbing protein in, I drink a whey or isolate protein shake. A green juice that I like to prep contains 1 apple, half of a lemon, some celery, ginger, and some kale. Green juices are a great way of getting some extra vitamins and minerals in. This one is packed with vitamin C to help boost your immune system. You can make any juice that you like, but I would suggest making a juice that is filled with mainly vegetables as opposed to fruits. I am making 2 servings here, as I am preparing for 2 days, but feel free to make more and store them in the freezer. We often convince ourselves that in order to achieve the things that we want, we need to take massive action. It's either 0 or 100, not doing anything at all or doing everything perfect. But actually, the opposite is true. Small improvements lead to great results over time. If you're interested in reading more about this, then I recommend the book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. It's easy to digest and very enjoyable to read. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse might seem insignificant in the moment, but over a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could become. Clock is ticking. You just got home, deadline is coming up, you're super hungry, you didn't prepare dinner, and you just need some time for yourself. What do? You order something, you grab a quick snack. Whatever it is, the last thing you feel like doing is cooking a healthy and balanced meal. Next time you are running into a similar situation, you are more likely to make the same decision, as giving into the habit means that you are building it. That is why you need to have a system in place to help you make the choices that will lead you into becoming who you could be. Goals focus on specific results. I want to lose weight. Whereas systems are based on your values, your purpose, and who you are as a person. Eating healthy and consistent exercise is a system towards losing weight. Even if you are able to resist temptation short term, you become a product of the environment that you live in long term. That means that you need to think about your environment. Set yourself up for success. Are you looking to eat more vegetables? Make sure that you have them available in your kitchen. Do you want to work out more often? Lay your workout clothes next to your bed. Do you want to eat more healthy meals? Meal prep. Your environment needs to be designed for success in order for you to succeed. It is easier to practice self-control if you don't have to use it often. Whenever I'm doing groceries, I try to do it when I'm not hungry. Notice that when you're hungry, it's harder to practice self-control. You're more likely to give in to temptation. Set yourself up for success by doing groceries when you're full, and you're more likely to make healthier choices that will get you towards your goals. For lunch, I am making roasted sweet potatoes with a salmon salad. For the roasted sweet potatoes, I like using the orange sweet potatoes. They are sweeter and creamier than the purple ones. I always look for firm potatoes without growths or discoloration. After washing them, I cut them into even pieces, or as even as possible. You can also peel them if you want to. I'm adding some olive oil, paprika, garlic powder, and some salt and pepper to spice them up, and then I'm spreading them on a baking sheet, trying to keep them all separated. Put them in the oven at 220 degrees Celsius and check and turn them every 10 minutes or so. They are done after 20 to 30 minutes. To know how much you should be eating to work towards your goals and to get a breakdown of your daily macro targets, and these are the fats, the proteins and the carbs that you should be eating on a daily basis, you can use my free macro calculator. I'll link it in the description box down below. You can find it on my website. And if you're looking for a structured fitness program, then you can also find my home and my gym program there. Training and nutrition go hand in hand, and aligning them makes sure that you will get the best results. And then it is time to heat up some oil in the pan. I like using sesame oil as it has a high smoke point. The smoke point of oil is the temperature at which it starts smoking. It is also called the burning point of oil, and it can range from relatively low to a very high degree. Smoking oil isn't always a problem. There are times when it's inevitable. For example, when you are stir frying in an extremely hot wok. However, typically smoking is a sign that your oil is breaking down. When oils break down, they can release chemicals that give food an undesirable burnt or bitter flavor, we all know it, as well as free radicals that can harm the body. So before using any oil, make sure that the smoke point can handle the cooking method that you plan to use. I always use a paper towel to get rid of some of the excess oil, and then I let it heat up. I'm using salmon as my protein source, as it is also rich in omega-3. This helps with sharpen your brain and improves your memory retention. While I'm boiling 2 eggs, I'm also making a dressing for the salad. If you don't like salads, then you probably never use the dressing that you like. For the dressing, I'm using half a tablespoon of olive oil, half a tablespoon of lemon juice, some salt and pepper, half a tablespoon of mustard, and garlic. Mix everything together, taste it, and then add any ingredients until you have the desired taste. The most important words that you will ever hear are the words that you speak to yourself. Do you ever notice how you speak about things? Is it positive or is it negative? What we tell ourselves has a huge effect on what impact it makes. Instead of saying things as, I don't want to eat vegetables, the meals are boring, I don't really like them, say things as that you are feeding your body and mind the right foods so that you can become the healthiest version of yourself, and see what type of impact that makes. For the salad, I'm using green beans, which are high volume foods and relatively low in calories. They also contain a lot of fiber. I'm also adding tomatoes and lettuce, and then it is time to peel the eggs. Running them under cold water after they are done boiling makes it a lot easier. I add the potatoes to the salad, and then I add the dressing. Mix everything up, and we're almost done. It's easy to get stuck trying to figure out what the best approach is, trying to figure out what the perfect plan for change is, and so that we never really get around to taking action. But you have to get up, take action, and put in the work. Each time that you repeat an action, you activate a particular neural circuit associated with that habit. And this means that you have to keep repeating an action to build a habit. Creating a system that allows you to do so is something that you can control. Focus on getting the repetitions in and you will get the results. That's also why we meal prep. Each time we feel hungry or we crave something, we can grab a healthy and filling meal to give our body the nutrients that we need. This makes it easy to repeat the action, thus will form a habit. Final step to meal prepping lunch is shredding the salmon off the skin and adding it to the salad. I like storing it in glass containers as I feel that plastic sometimes takes up or soaks up the flavor of the dish that you store it in. Add the eggs and then we have lunch for 2 days. For dinner I am making a rice dish with tofu. If you want to get the best tofu stir fry ever, then make sure that the tofu is as dry as possible. I get extra firm tofu, which already contains less water than the silky one, but I'm also putting the tofu between clean towels and having something heavy sit on top of it. This will weigh the tofu down and get the water out of it, thus making it more crispy. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes while preparing the rest of the dish. I like working with garlic, ginger and green onion to give a lot of flavor to the dish. I cut it up so everything is ready once the tofu is dry enough, and then I'm heating up some sesame oil, because remember, smoke point, and I'm cutting the tofu. To add some extra crunch, I'm rolling the tofu through panko or flaky breadcrumbs before putting them into the pan. I'm adding half a tablespoon of light soy sauce to the tofu, and I add the soy sauce in multiple steps during the cooking process, as this helps with building flavor. Each time that you add the soy sauce, it deepens the flavor and it gives a much better result. I'm also cooking rice. I'm using white jasmine rice, but ideally you want to use a whole grain, such as brown rice. Jasmine rice isn't completely stripped of its nutrients, as it still contains iron and niacin. However, it can also cause a spike in blood sugar, as it has a high glycemic index. So ideally, brown rice. But between you and me, I prefer the taste of white rice. Add spinach to your tofu, as it is a wonderful source of iron and vitamin K, and this will help with strengthening your bones. But what if you mess up? Try to get back on it as quickly as possible. Remember, small actions yield great results over time, even if it's small steps. That is also why bad workouts are important. They keep the momentum from the good workouts going, even if the workout itself wasn't your best one. And this will help with keeping that habit strong and keep you moving towards becoming the person that you want to be. Alright, so in the evening I usually have 2 yogurts. Not 4, 2. I usually have 2 yogurts. One with like a flavor and then a plain natural one, and I usually mix them because often the ones with flavors are very, very sweet. I've been getting these individually packed ones, but usually I get like the bigger tub, but I still have to find one that isn't super expensive, that has a lot of protein in them, because some of them don't really have much protein in them and they mainly have sugars. But these ones have 18 grams of protein per serving. This one has 20, and then these ones have 16, so that is great. But I got a new flavor, so I wanted to try it. It is mint chocolate, and that sounds absolutely disgusting if you ask me, because to me it just tastes like toothpaste, but I wanted to try it to see. Maybe I changed my mind. It looks minty, so cheers. I don't hate it, but it feels like I'm eating toothpaste. So that's that. Alright, so that was it and my meal prep for 2 days. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then make sure to subscribe so you never miss any of my future videos ever again. And then I'll see you in the next one.